Houston ACR. This is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Houston ACR, station has you loud and clear.
Hi, I'm Neha.
And I'm Libby, and we're coming to you from North Allegheny School District's NATV studio, home of the Tigers. North Allegheny is a public school district with approximately 8,550 students located 12 miles north of Pittsburgh. Our school colors are black and gold, just like the sports teams that Pittsburgh is well known for.
We are the proud alma mater of astronaut Woody Hoburg, who is the pilot of NASA's SpaceX Crew 6 mission and is currently aboard the International Space Station. And now, on to our first question.
Hi, my name is Tegan. I was wondering what your favorite and least favorite part of space is.
Well, hi, Tegan. Thanks for that question. And before I answer, I just want to say on behalf of the Expedition 69 crew, welcome aboard the International Space Station. And I'm so thrilled to get to talk with NA today. Tegan, it's a great question. I love being in space. And I think my favorite part's the variety. We are always working on something different. Every day is different, brings new challenges, and that just makes it really exciting and fun. And I guess my least favorite part is it's going by so fast. I'm almost 2 months in now to my mission, and it feels like just yesterday that I arrived here. So I know it's gonna end too quickly.
Hi, my name is Kay, and I'm wondering, what does microgravity feel like, and how have you adjusted to it?
Well, it's a lot of fun. We actually have lots of gravity up here, but everything is falling. The space station is falling, I'm falling, and so yes, everything floats. And that's a really fun feeling. It's interesting. There's kind of no up or down since every orientation feels the same. I can flip around and do work from multiple angles. And one of the interesting things with that is we have handrails all over the space station, like this one that I'm grabbing right here, but we actually use the handrails almost more for our feet than for our hands. So right now, I'm controlling myself with my feet in a handrail, and my hands are free to do work. And that's just one of the few things that's fun up here in weightlessness. There's also a lot of fluid shifts. So you notice astronauts' faces puff up a little bit. That's associated with the fluid shifting because it doesn't have that natural gravitational distribution of pressure in the body. So lots of changes in the body happen as well up here in microgravity, and it's just amazing watching the body adapt to that.
Hi, my name is Ria. I was wondering, when did you decide that you want to be an astronaut?
Well, hi, Ria. When I was your age, I thought being an astronaut would be the coolest job in the world. And the only thing was, I just didn't really know how to do that or how to get there. I do want to offer you guys a little bit of advice on this. I think one of the things I notice when I look at my astronaut colleagues is just the variety of pathways that people took. There is no right way to become an astronaut or really to go through life. And so I would encourage all of you to follow your passions. I remember when I was going to college, I agonized over what major to pick. And I realized in hindsight that it just really didn't matter. What mattered was just working hard and finding anything that I was passionate about, and then working hard on it.
Hey, my name's Ryan. I was wondering what the most challenging part of becoming an astronaut has been so far.
Well, Ryan, one of the most challenging things we do is EVA. EVA stands for extravehicular activity or spacewalking. And this is when we go outside the space station in a spacesuit and fix or repair things. And this is one of the more challenging things we do, and that's why it's one of my favorite things. It's both physically challenging, moving around the big, bulky spacesuit under pressure, and then it's also mentally challenging, just the choreography, thinking through various problems as they come up, solving them, and working with the amazing team on the ground to ultimately do repairs in space.
Hi, I'm Frankie. I'm wondering, what do you bring to remember home?
Oh, hey, Frankie. Well, let me show you a couple things. I brought some photos. Brought some photos from home. I brought something from NA. These are my letters from when I ran cross country in high school. And one more thing I brought a terrible towel.
Hi, I'm Aiden. What is the best thing and the worst thing about the food on the space station?
Hey, Aiden. Well, I actually also brought some show and tell food. So the food up here is actually really good. We have an amazing food lab at Johnson Space Center, and they use the food not only to give us delicious meals, but also for scientific studies. So I'm actually involved in a scientific study while I'm up here. I'm eating a little more fish than usual and some other nutrients, and we're looking at how that affects my body's adaptation to this environment. The food's really good. Here's an example of one type of food. This is just food in a pouch. This one is vegetable casserole. And we have a food warmer. We heat this up and then just eat the food out of the pouch. And then another style is rehydratable food. So this is broccoli au gratin, broccoli with cheese. And we inject hot water into this, so kind of like a backpacker meal. And you inject the hot water, let it sit for a little bit, and then it's rehydrated, and it's an absolutely delicious meal.
Hi, my name is Louisa. What's the first thing you want to eat when you come home?
Well, Louisa, it might sound surprising, but I'm going to say I want to eat a salad. It's actually amazing how much you crave fresh fruits and vegetables up here. We occasionally get those as a special treat when cargo vehicles come up and visit, but I would really look forward to eating some fresh vegetables when I get back.
Hi, my name's Sunday, and I have a question for you. What is it like to fly the spacecraft?
Well, it is amazing. We're going 17,500 miles an hour up here on the space station, so that's really fast. But when we do what we call rendezvous and docking with the space station to ultimately connect ourselves onto the International Space Station, the relative speeds are very small. So when we docked, we were moving about 3 inches every second. It's really not very fast. And flying the spacecraft is amazing. It's a highly automated vehicle, so we do send some commands to fly the vehicle, but for the most part, we actually keep it on basically an autopilot, kind of like an airplane. But also, much like flying an airplane, because it is so highly automated, it's a very complex system, and so we always need to stay a few steps ahead of what the automation is doing and be prepared to react in case anything goes wrong. And so one of my favorite parts of that is all the training, where we get to practice the scenarios that could come up and how we will respond and take over control.
Hi, I'm Donald, and I was wondering, will you be doing any spacewalks during this mission?
Hey, Donald. Yes, that's the plan. I'm very excited about it. So in June, it looks like I will be doing around 2, possibly 3 spacewalks to install some new solar arrays on the outside of the space station and upgrade a couple of our power channels. So that's going to be really fun. And then in other spacewalking news, actually this week, my colleagues Sultan Al-Nayadi and Steve Bowen will be going outside for a spacewalk to get ready for those solar array installations and also to repair a failed antenna. And so we're actually right in the midst right now of getting them ready to go out the door this Friday.
Hi, my name is Zoe. My question is, can you access internet from space?
Hey Zoe, actually we can access the internet from space, so that's really amazing. Not all the time. We have certain satellite coverage that we need in order to have internet up here, and that comes and goes. So we'll get a bit of internet, and then it'll go away, and then it'll come back. But it's definitely enough to send emails home and catch up on the news and those sorts of things.
Hello, I'm Stephanie, and my question is, how do you exercise in space?
Hey Stephanie, exercising up here is super important because being in weightlessness, I'm just floating all the time. I'm really not exerting any effort at all. And so it's really important to give my muscles some work to prepare myself to come home. We do about 2 hours of exercise every day. About half of that is resistance exercise, so things like squats and deadlifts and bench press, where we're basically on a weightlifting machine. And that thing creates resistance using a vacuum system. It's actually a very clever mechanism that works up here on the ISS. And then the other thing we do is cardio exercise. So we have a bike and we have a treadmill. The treadmill is actually broken right now, so the other thing we do up here is we have to repair things. So we'll be repairing the treadmill soon, but for now we have that bike for cardio workouts.
Hi, my name is Nicholas, and I was wondering, what is it like when the space station has to boost orbit or reposition while you are on board?
Nicholas, that's a great question. So even though we're in the vacuum of space up here, the orbit of the International Space Station is constantly decaying ever so slightly over a period of weeks to months. And so we need these periodic reboosts to boost our orbit. And we strategically plan those so that we can avoid any incoming space junk that might be on its way to hit the space station. And to do these reboosts, we have thrusters. And because the space station is so massive, about 1 million pounds, that's the mass of the space station, the acceleration is very, very small when we do these reboosts. They take on the order of a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and we'll actually sometimes, for fun, we'll float as carefully as we can right in the middle of a module. I didn't do it very well just now, but we'll set up and float really still, and then when the reboost happens, we can actually see ourselves accelerating through the module. It's a very, very slow acceleration, but it's really fun to see that on reboost days.
Hi, I'm Ruby, and I was just wondering, do you ever play pranks on each other while you're on the space station?
Hey Ruby, I don't know about pranks, but we sure have a lot of fun up here. One of the things we've been doing lately is we have an ongoing chess match with mission control. So we make 1, 2, maybe 3 moves a day, and we go back and forth, and it's been a lot of fun. We've already completed 1 game, and we're actually on to our 2nd game now.
Hi, I'm Aran, and I'm wondering, what's going through your head when you first see the rocket on launch day?
That was such an amazing experience seeing our rocket. We actually launched at night, about 2 in the morning, and seeing that rocket lit up on that beautiful launch pad, I will never forget what it looked like. I actually got to experience that twice because we had a launch scrub a couple minutes prior to launch on our first attempt. And both that night and then the night that we actually launched, I remember 2 things. Number 1, I remember feeling prepared. All of the training leading up to that point, I felt ready to go. And I was actually amazed how calm I felt all the way up to launch. And then the other emotion I felt was just this sense of adventure. There's a certain uncertainty about what the experience would be. There's just nothing can fully prepare you for climbing aboard a giant rocket and launching to space. And so I felt that sense of adventure and starting off on something brand new.
Hi, I'm Shrikar, and I want to know what kind of research the crew is doing during this mission.
That's a great question. We do a ton of research up here. Science is actually the purpose of the International Space Station. This is one of the United States national laboratories, and we're doing, at any given time, hundreds of scientific studies aboard the space station. A few that have been interesting for me, I'm a test subject for a number of studies. One of those is this diet study where I'm eating more fish than usual and some other nutrients. and looking at how that affects my immune health and other changes in my body in weightlessness. Another study we've been doing is looking at things called tissue chips. We actually have some heart muscle cells up here, and we've been studying how they change in weightlessness. There are actually some disease processes that are known on Earth that are related to heart disease, and those processes happen faster up here. And so we're using these tissue chips as a way to study possible treatments for cardiac issues both on Earth and also for astronauts going on longer duration missions further into the solar system.
Hi, I'm Violet. I wonder what the stars look like outside your window.
Violet, that's a great question, and I was actually curious about that myself. Interestingly, they look just about the same as on Earth. I think we have a slightly better view because we don't have any distortion from the atmosphere, but when we get a chance to look at the stars, usually on the night side of Earth up here, it looks just like they do on Earth. It's really amazing.
Hi, my name is Julianne, and I was wondering, what kind of responsibilities do you have while on the space station?
Well, Julianne, every day is different, but big picture, I group it into 3 different things we're doing. So number 1, we're taking care of ourselves. So that's sleeping, eating, and exercising a lot. Number 2 is doing science. That's why we're here. We're always carrying out scientific studies, doing research, and working on the experiments up here. And then number 3 is taking care of the space station. So that's doing repairs. We are space plumbers up here. We're space electricians. And we have to keep this beautiful orbiting laboratory flying for many years to come.
Hi, my name is Tyler. How long do you sleep?
Tyler, sleep up here is really fun. I try to get 8 hours a night. I'm not always successful with that. Sometimes when we're busy, I get maybe closer to 7. But sleep's amazing. We're floating. One of the crew quarters is actually up on the ceiling, and so we just attach a sleeping bag to the wall, and we float in our sleeping bag attached to the wall.
Hello, I'm Olivia, and I was wondering, how do you tell time on the space station?
Well, Liddy, we tell time just like on Earth. We operate the space station on what's called Greenwich Mean Time. So currently, we're about 4 hours ahead of you. It's sometime after 4 p.m. for me right now. And we operate a 24-hour day. During that 24-hour day, we have 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets every day. But we work a 24-hour day just like a day on Earth.
Hi, my name is Marco, and my question is, what do you do to relax?
Marco, my favorite thing to do to relax is look out the window, and I've been trying to get better at photography. It's just amazing the variety of things to photograph from up here. During the day, the features on Earth look incredible. Photography at night is really interesting. I've been trying to get some photos of the Aurora Borealis or Northern Lights, which are just incredible from up here. So looking out the window, definitely my favorite.
Thank you so much for answering our questions today. Your work serves to inspire the next generation of graduates from North Allegheny who will go on to do great things.
It's amazing to think that Woody was sitting in these same NA classrooms not too long ago. Have a great rest of your trip. We can't wait to hear more and celebrate when you get back on Earth.
Well, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to get to talk to NA today. You know, I don't think I realized it when I was sitting in your shoes, but I was just so fortunate to go to such a strong public school, and it really set me up for the rest of my engineering career and ultimately making it here aboard the International Space Station. So thanks so much, and it was such a treat to get to talk to NA today.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes our event.
Station copies. Thanks, Mark.